Aloha! Welcome to another edition of Fatherism.me. My media attempts to try to express the knowledge that I've received in life to my son Ryan. And today is May 8th of 2016. And the subject of today's video is, who is Joe Hart? Now, it's a question that I've asked myself many a times over the years very seriously. And as I have prayed about this and gone through the journey called life, I have found out, I believe, definitely what I'm not. And in this video, I'd like to share some of the things that I am. The first question was, who am I? I began to think, who am I? Am I this body? But I really, when I thought about it very deeply and I actually looked at what the science was about life, and I realized, I cut my hair is gone, but I am still here. My whole body has changed. It has grown, lost weight, gotten taller. And so I know and I've seen in life that people can lose their legs or their arms. And although their arm is gone, I, is still here. My toenails are gone, but I is still here. My thoughts have come and gone. I've had thoughts that have come into my life that I thought were a really good idea at one time. And now I look and see that I was in ignorance and that I didn't know how to think right in my ignorance. But when I look back on it, those thoughts, they were not I, because they're gone. They've changed. I remains the same. And so the question remains, who is I? And when I looked deeper, scientifically, according to Albert Einstein and all of the main scientists of the world, your body is made from about 99.99.5% space. Your skin, your hair, your teeth, they're these whirling particles called atoms and protons. And they spin around each other. And the light from the sun is coming down right now. And the light is hitting these particles in my body. And when it reflects and you see it, it goes through your eyes. Your eyes don't really see. Your eyes are a lens to connect to your brain. And right now, this is truthfully on a scientific level being experienced inside your head. Right now, I'm experiencing this moment. My core place of perception is in my mind. And so, my answer to who is Joe Hart is that on the truest essence, I am a spirit, soul. Now, there are things about me that, about my uniqueness, my characteristics. I usually get up about 7:30 in the morning. Sometimes earlier, sometimes a little bit later. First thing that I usually do after I get out the toilet is I go And I usually go for about a mile and a half walk, and I try to walk and give gratitude for the things in my life that I feel really blessed to have and to experience. And I go for a walk and try to plan my day. When I come back, I usually have about an hour that I spend to myself. I do some stretching, some breathing, I do some personal self improvement practices that I use to try to help me create awareness of the things that I'm trying to do in life, the things that I'm trying to experience. Um, I try to remind myself of the things that I do not want to experience so that I am conscious when there are things in my life that may trigger me to take me off my chosen and self desired path. My diet is my diet consists of a lot of vegetables and fruits, like superfoods, foods that actually have nutrition in them, foods that instead of taking supplements and pills and trying to do all sorts of additives, find the things that actually have those nutrients in them and eat those. They're the food on earth that people are eating, the McDonald's of the world. That's no. That's no good. It doesn't have no nutrition in it, and we as humans, we eat to create energy. We're not eating just to fill up our stomachs, and that's a really important thing. And it's something that it's not easy in this time and age, but when you truthfully think about it, we are eating for energy. So let's eat the purest energy possible. Um, I eat a lot of smoothies. About 5 days out the week, I eat the smoothies. I don't eat for a couple hours. I drink yerba mate in the morning. Yerba mate is like a tea from South America that will raise the pH of your body, and it's been proven a high pH, cancers and other things can't live in it. Coffee does the opposite. It lowers your acidic nature. It makes you jittery, and it actually pulls water and nutrients out of your body. Yerba mate tastes better. It gives you the kick. Doesn't give you no jitters, and it's an amazingly healthy drink that used in Argentina is actually meant to like open people share it, and it's meant to really like open up the heart where people come in Argentina, Brazil, places in Peru. People come together and they share the yerba mate with each other, and it's known to open up the heart space and create love amongst people. And so, Joe Hart likes to work out on the Total Gym. I work out on the Total Gym about at least 4 days out the week. Sometimes I do it 5 days out the week. And I'm a big believer in using the core ball. And then I like to do a lot of pull-ups. I do pull-ups on my door right here. So health and exercise, my own personal experience and connection with God, that's a very important thing for me. And instead of being told what God is, even through some of my bad experiences and hard times in life, God has always been there for me. And it's within me. And it is without me too, but it's in within me. When you ask God to be in your heart, it's there, and you can connect with it, and it's not really different from you. It's you. And so besides my exercise and my diet, I love the plant called Kanaf. I believe about 6 years ago that I discovered the one, at least one of the main solutions for heavy industries to continue to grow in the next 100 years without polluting the air, without polluting the water, without leaving plastics all over the seas, and with fresh air to be able to breathe. And the Kanaf plant was known as Indian hemp for hundreds of years. It's scientifically known as Hibiscus cannabinus L. And the Kanaf plant, can grow 20 feet in like 5 months' time. Here's a little Kanaf plant. Here's some Kanaf plants that I've planted. There's one right here next to the tomato. Here's the Kanaf plant. And it's about 12 inches tall. And I planted it about 3 weeks ago. That Kanaf plant in 4 months will be 15 feet tall, 20 feet tall, at least. It'll be huge. And the fiber it's a superior fiber to almost any other type of fiber in the world. And I'm here in Kauai, Hawaii, and right now I have a company. It's called Kenco Industries Hawaii Incorporated, and I have some engineers that I worked for. They were professors that I worked for and learned from for some years, approximately about 2006 to 2010. And then from there, I learned about this Kanaf plant, and I went and worked in the Gulf of Mexico and saw how well it worked at cleaning up oil spills and other toxins. And so, through a number of different ways, what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to establish a 300-acre seed farm here on Kauai, Hawaii, because there's a seed shortage of Kanaf seeds in the world. And yet the industry is growing rapidly. It's not a very big industry when you look at the corn and soybeans, but this industry, we have the chance to ride it to the top. Yeah, yeah. And when you mix it with good microbes, good farming practices such as adding biochar, myceliums, rotating it with nitrogen fixing cover crops, Kanaf has the opportunity to replace precious resource consuming, carbon producing material supply chains with an annually renewable oxygen producing product supply chain of many times a superior nature, environmentally, socially, economically. And by doing that, we think that we'll reduce the pollution, that we can help industries continue to grow, and we can be headquartered in Kauai, Hawaii. 300 acres on Kauai, Hawaii, and then our partner is in Mississippi, Charleston, Mississippi, and he has 3,800 acres that we're looking to sell just 600 acres a year, grow 600 acres of Kanaf, process it in his manufacturing facility, and sell it to the oil, plastics, and environmental cleanup industries. By 2018, 2019, we're hoping to have a paper pulping mill on Kauai and maybe Maui, or Big Island of Hawaii, because 100% of all paper used in Hawaii is imported to Hawaii, and Kanaf is the best plant fiber to be used for paper. According to a 1960 USDA study, it'll produce about 76 times more paper pulp per acre than southern pine trees. Yeah, that's good for the environment, and produces about 3.5 times the oxygen of a Brazilian rainforest per acre, because it grows so fast, it transforms carbon dioxide out of the air and it releases oxygen into the air. And oxygen is what makes us breathe and how we can live here. And so Joe Hart is pursuing Kenco Industries, trying to get a $3 million grant, get some land and an operation going. I have another company, a little side business that I call Wisdomware. Wisdomware, WISDOMWEAR.org. And I've found a way to crush crystals and put it in the ink. And I'm using quartz, rose quartz, clear quartz, smoky quartz, topaz, and amethyst to micronize it and put it with ink and put it on, like, this is a bamboo shirt and a hemp shirt. And I'm doing that as a way to connect people. Energetically, right now, we're being connected because crystals have been put into these computers, and the crystals send information back and forth. So if you can wear these types of shapes, of which are patterns of nature, and use crystals, not only it'll raise your muscular strength of your body scientifically. We're connected with big crystals and temples around the world that every person who wears this is connected like a cell tower, and we're connected to these big crystals in these temples. And so it's able to harmonize us. The geometry is the harmonious, perfect mathematics of nature. And when we learn to harmonize our minds and our bodies with these patterns of nature, your life will get better. I've scientifically followed these things, and whereas life is not perfect for me, I'm able to actually see how my life is becoming more this glorious painting of God, and it's not just about me, and it's not just about you. It's about us, all of us, that are just one connection of God, because the God who whatever created us and thought about us knows us. And it's really unexplainable. It can only be experienced inside the self. And so what's my goal? I try to raise money, and I make these. I like to make jewelry, and I have some of these made for you. And these are called Rudraksha beads. These are known as the teardrops of God. And they have different little lines in them. And it actually has an ancient language called Sanskrit written in these. These are the seeds of a tree, a very unique tree called the Rudraksha tree. The Rudraksha beads were the first prayer beads of the world, and these have been proven at multiple universities to have an amazingly high energy frequency that resonates with certain harmonics of that of the Earth's frequency patterns. The Rudraksha beads, the story goes like this: Mother, Father, non-gender God that the ancient people called Shiva was meditating, as the story goes, in the Rig Veda, a book that is the oldest known book on Earth right now. It goes like this: Mother, Father, non-gender God named Shiva was pondering humanity and all of the things that we would go through, and all the heartaches and happiness and struggles that we would go through to get back to that perfect state with Godhead, to be there with God again. And God really had this intense compassion that rose up in its heart, and down fell these teardrops to the earth, and up grew the Rudraksha tree, and then these little beads that fall down from them. And I pray off these beads, and since I have begun to pray with these beads, these are the little teardrops of love God has shown me. And I try to focus on that, and I sometimes make these and I give them to what's called Vision Varanasi. Give part of the profits to Vision Varanasi, a eye clinic in India where for $60 someone can see again. So I just wanted to thank you, and I wanted to just spend a little bit of this time on who I am. You are my only son, my only child, Ryan. And it's my goal to make this Knaf business a success, to build you a home with land in Kauai, maybe California, Hawaii, Chicago too. But these are the things that I'm doing. I'm hoping with these videos that you get to know me, that I can share some of my thoughts with you, and that someday you would want to come to Kauai and spend some time with me, or have me come see you and get to know me for yourself. I send you aloha and lots of love.